it's
almost
it's an acceptance.
Universal
this is the way
acceptance.
to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree entirely with everything that
Not everything,
the
yeah.
referees commission do, and I have regular discussions with them. But at the end of the day, at least they're trying to do something. That's their job. Their job is to try and improve judo, and that's their responsibility. If other people think that this is the wrong direction, then let them step up and give a better proposal for how judo can be made better. And at the end of the day, we are the people now that have the responsibility to try and improve and make our product better, something that people want to watch, and more people want to come into the stadiums and spend money and sit down and watch the sport. Because if that doesn't happen, judo will die. For sure it will die.
Oh, definitely. But the communication is wide open now. Everybody seems to be listening and offering opportunities to make the sport go forward and up all the time. So
we're in competition. We've got serious competition out there.
Definitely. There's a lot of martial arts out there.
All this cage fighting stuff with big crowds and the thing they do in Uzbekistan, and there's all sorts of things happening that are getting big crowds and might
UFC,
even be
MMA, BJJ, whatever.
Even with the Olympic Games, with Taekwondo coming in, we've got to be very careful as an Olympic sport that we don't lose our place.
And sitting still is not an option.
No.
That's the one thing we cannot do. We can't sit still and we can't go backwards. We've got to keep striving to make judo dynamic and something that people visually want to sit down and watch.
And be involved. That's important.
And one of the problems we do have, and you know this as well as me, Sheldon, when we travel around Europe especially, is that a lot of times a lot of the stadiums are empty. We go to these 2,000, 3,000 seat arenas and there's 100 people sitting in there, and most of those 100 are just the athletes and the coaches.
That's right.
No spectators. Very few. The exception to that would be, here in Paris, Hamburg, Moscow. Moscow isn't actually that big when you come to think of it, but at least they have a crowd. And then, oddly enough, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, you always get good crowds there. But then I won't mention the ones where there's no crowd, but the others, they're struggling.
I have complained a little bit today about the number of breaks and the length of the breaks, but maybe that's a good thing for the crowd, for the people watching, so they can go away from it and come back again. I don't think it's particularly good for the athletes to have a 3-hour break.
No, I don't think benefits them at all.
But the spectators get well fed, have a drink, they make a day of it.
But how often have we heard the complaint that, I turned up at the judo competition at 9 o'clock in the morning and I was still there at 9 o'clock in the night.
Hungry, tired and fed up.
That's not going to happen now. We started at 5 and it's the last anthem, the Korean national anthem, being played now at 6:20. So within an hour and 20 minutes, the whole of the final block was done and dusted. Cho, I think deservedly so, ended the tournament in style. The Russian, unfortunately, not able to take to the rostrum. He's off getting some treatment for a shoulder injury. They're not sure how serious it is yet, but let's hope